Sorry for the delay. I've been on a call for like continuously 6 to 7 hours. Just wanted took a small break. Um, all
Morning.
right, so let me start off by stating that you fucking warriors, everybody who's still around, it's one of the worst things I've seen. I've been in crypto for 6 years. I mean, it's almost 7 years now. I know the 2018 crash is one of those things, but at least we expected that crash kind of thing. It was like, like a slow drip, but not because of some foul play like this. So, legit, I think anybody who's here is legit warrior, and I think I'm really hoping that, none of the Jira fam was greatly affected because I think this is something that's very important that I want to talk about. For at least for I realize that some of you guys still do not have an idea of certain things because when I made some couple of polls, I saw that there's only 60-70% who are aware. So first things first, just on the quickly on the FTX, what happened. Just for those of you who are not clueless, or if you have any questions, obviously I'm happy to answer from based on my knowledge. So FTX basically how reason why we say move your money to MetaMask or Ledger is that when your funds are stuck with decentralized, I mean centralized exchanges, it just means that you know it's a digital number, right? So when you pay them or you deposit 1 ETH or 10 ETH or 100 ETH or whatever number is being displayed there, it is pretty much not necessary that the exchanges actually have that funds, right? It's just a digital number, like almost like you deposit 1 ETH, they show you a 1 ETH digital number, but it's not necessary that the exchanges have the money. So a lot of them, what they do is the centralized exchanges, they give like pretty much like banks. When you deposit money in bank, they show the digital number. Not necessary that all the funds are with the bank. They give it for lending, they give it for whatever and stuff like that. So you don't know what's happening because you can't track their wallets. It's completely like it's a common generic wallet held by the exchanges. So that was the main problem with FTX. They showed that they had 8 billion. They were supposed to have $8+ billion worth of liquid funds, but I think they did some shit. They used that funds for other investments and other kind of like dodgy stuff, and they didn't have the money that they're supposed to have. Like today, if your bank, everyone's got $1 million and you put it in the bank, and everyone wants to go and withdraw money instantly from the bank, then there should be that much of money left in the bank. But imagine if the bank had played with your funds and you're looking to kind of like, withdraw from the bank, for instance, and if the bank is like, oh, only, 100 people are there, only 90 million, and 90 million can be withdrawn and 10 million is missing, that means they've done something with the funds or it's locked somewhere. And that's pretty much what happened with FTX and why this is not a small thing. I personally believe that it's all repercussions because of the Luna crash, because a lot of exchanges are invested in Luna. I think a lot of people here would have also invested in Luna and lost a lot of money. So my thing is that FTX probably had invested in Luna. They lost the money to cover up the losses. They did other stuff, because they have to, because customers when they demand the funds back, they got to pay back. And I think they found a short-term solution. And when CZ from Binance, who was an investor in FTX, pretty much tried to dump the FTX tokens, FTT tokens, the market panicked. Everybody tried to sell and take money out, led to catastrophic. So first things first, do not leave your funds in any exchange. Don't think CZ is a saint, right? It's still Binance can, he's smart and he's smart and he's cunning. He could probably, he wanted to bring up this FTX issue because there's some other issues that happened even for Binance. You don't know, right? There was about $400 million hack a month back from Binance, right? And that's the number that he wanted to dump with FTX or whatever. So I'm not saying that there's Binance is under an issue or something, but just be careful. For those of you who do not know, if you want to leverage trade, there is an exchange called DYDX, right? There's an exchange called DYDX, which allows you to, leverage trade without having a centralized exchange. So right from your MetaMask, you can pretty much do some. leverage trading and stuff, or any of the other trading. So there is no reason except to use exchange for depositing dollars, buying crypto, transferring it instantly to your, MetaMask or your ledger. And then if you make some money, you want to withdraw, just don't leave money in exchange for more than like few days at most. The risk grows immensely, as and when you leave a lot more for the longest of time. So that's mainly the problem, of why we would say, your not your keys, not your money. It's very important. So many millions, billions are actually gone. So yeah, that's number one. And number two is obviously, I spoke to a few people. I think from a Genesis, couple of them, and two to three from Gen 2s. They're pretty much heavily affected. Was really sad to hear. Couple of them have to sell their Genesis as well. And like, few from the Gen 2s as well. They're really in a bad position. They have been with us from the start. Don't want to put names now, but the Genesis holders especially, they've been with us almost from day one. They minted it and stuff as well. I want to see what we can do from our end to help them. But yeah, I mean, quite a lot of money has been lost, even from founders' perspective. People like DNP3 and few others, they have been like wrecked really hard, like 300, $400,000 plus has been lost because of FTX. And a lot of people from our Singapore, uh, there's lot of our holders are from Singapore, and FTX was one of the main exchanges in Singapore, apart from Crypto.com, if I'm not mistaken. So we have a lot of holders from Singapore as well. I really hope you guys are keeping up. But even if your money is in Crypto.com, please, please, please take it up. Don't be lazy. Just take it up to MetaMask. Bring it back later if there's no issue after 3, 4 or months. Don't fall for this 3%, 4%, 5%, paybacks and stuff. That's where a lot of them keep it in the exchange by trying to get 5 or 7%. Is one saying, if you do not know where is the yield, you're the yield, right? So is 7% or 12% or any of those this lucrative numbers that these exchanges offer, it's a Ponzi as long as it can last, right? And when the bubble bursts, it comes and kills everybody. So like, I really highly recommend, take it as a financial advice as well or whatever, I don't care, but take the money out of exchange into MetaMask. You're not going to lose anything by moving it to MetaMask and keeping your funds there, right? So just want to make sure that we all are pretty safe. Overall, the market is panicky, right? And it's completely understandable. Like, not gonna lie, right? Even there's thoughts like, oh shit, why didn't I sell it? Why couldn't I sell this? I could have sold my Jiras, I could have sold my apes, I could have sold any of these. It's a thought that everyone's gonna get, right? It's 100%, and it's very, very, very logical. Do not blame yourself for thinking that way, or that it's a very common feeling that everyone's got. We always would like to sell at the top and buy at the low. Um, but I think overall, there's panic in the market. When we take emotions out, that's when we can become better. So first, thanks for all those who are still like trusting and still staying with the team and believing, because it's not a joke that this I think we in this market, like in a bear market, I always have told, like, bear market is the time when we know um, you know which projects are here to stay and which projects are crumbling and stuff. So many projects crumbling without even us knowing. You got to wake up in the morning and you're like, oh shit, like, which project that I hold is going to be like, sorry guys, we lost the money, everything is gone and stuff like that. Which is why we do not move the funds. We do not hold a single dollar in our bank, not a single dollar in the exchange. Right, so it's completely, even we also did our research, and Gnosis Safe is completely safe. All right, so we do not have any holdings in the bank or any of those things completely on chain. I really don't. I've been an advocate for on chain funds. I do not have any reason why any of the projects should actually have funds in the bank. It's complete bullshit if a project is going to say that, oh, it is for facilitating easy payments. I've been doing all these payments for the last 1 year, including payments for NFT Fest, payments for our shirts, payments for our merch, payments for Web2 dealers and stuff. We have always found a way to pay them with crypto. All right, always. Right, even NFT Fest Australia, what payment we have made for our sponsorship, it was done through crypto, right? USDC. All right, so I do not see any reason why projects have to keep giving that reason. Um, anyways, so that's something that we, at least that's one thing we want to give a little bit of peace of mind for our holders, that we do not, we are in Web3, and Web3's main selling point is transparency and blockchain and stuff. So why to take it away from, to a spot where no one can see what's happening? So as I said, like, I'm not going to blame any project for rugging for that reason, but it doesn't make sense for me, right? So that's the thing. And in regards to Skyverse, I think you guys might have seen what was happening or why I was involved. I think I'm obliged to give a reason why or what's happening. So we have been having a service called Jira Assist as part of our, let's say, like, of the income streams, which is not publicly announced or anything, but we've been doing it from the back end. So the main aim is, it's a service that's available in Web 2 as such. Like, a lot of companies actually, they want to transfer. It's a very common practice. So we have been building a niche, like a to Z service model, right? So one of the things was Jira Assist, where a couple of our team members, like, mainly Ken, our CFO, literally goes through all the accounts and stuff of projects that wanna, pretty much wanna quit or something, at least wanna transfer the remaining of funds back to a new project or a new team that the community is happy with. It's not going to be run by us. It's going to be a new team that the community votes for and stuff. So we help them transfer. We started off the service with Pixelmon. The current team, after 6 months, has been doing well, obviously, and it's reflected in this thing. So this has been something we have been doing, certain NDAs and stuff, but some of them, like Jeppy, whom we realized later is really a kid. We asked him not to use our name or make it public till the deal is through. So he came to us because he wanted to quit, and our main aim for this service is to ensure that we stop this kind of liquidity drains from the market, like, allow a chance from founders to do the right thing, at least by giving up the remaining of the funds for the community to move forward, rather than quitting and quitting and stuff, and taking up the remaining of funds, because we cannot stop that, right? Like, if JP decided to take up the 150 ETH plus the NFTs, it's about 200 ETH, and he ran away, we cannot go and chase, and it's a pain after that. So, which is why I think this service is something that we believe, for the benefit of Web3 as well, and also as a service, very important. Because a lot of founders, you'll be surprised. I can't reveal the names. You'll be surprised when you're like, oh shit, man, this is a project that I hold, and this founder is quitting, and I'm tied in that sense. But there's few founders that have reached out to us because of getting burnt out and stuff, and asking to be taken over. Like, one of the common examples is Magma, right? Like, Magma, the guy just got burnt out in 3 months, and Llama literally took over. So yeah, I mean, like, a lot of founders are not, sad to say, but are not prepared or ready for strain that goes through being a founder in Web3, and the easiest thing for them is to pull the plug, right? And it's very hard to chase legally, because NFTs are consumer products. How much ever you threaten, I've tried so hard for a few projects. I'm really sad to have been an advisor even for a couple of projects that kind of, pull the plug, where, like, in the early stages when I started, but we couldn't do shit. Like, we tried hard with the legal stuff. It doesn't work, right? Unless a country like Singapore, or where it's really like, you can get fucked hard, like, for rugging. So certain countries do not have those kind of restrictions. US is hard to Singapore is hard to escape, and, like, there's few countries, but there's few countries you cannot do shit. Like, they don't even recognize what's NFT. They treat it as art, and they be like, oh, what did you expect from this? It's not a financial medium, so they can't do stuff. So at least we want to give them the chance to exit. So that's how Skyverse thing started, right? So Skyverse was basically started from, this thing, and a lot of project founders, as you may know, like, Antonym raised like 5 or 6 times more than us in the funds wise, more than even much more than that. And the founder literally pulled the plug, right? Antinum is gone. You're going to see a lot more projects crumble for sure, like as it moves forward. Sometimes I feel sad that I know the insider story, but I can't tell it because of whatever reasons. Like I didn't want my project to be affected because of that, but I think I'm going to start, you know, wherever I don't have NDAs who haven't approached us, I think I'm going to start just for the sake of the space. It's really stupid if I don't do it. I always have thought like that's going to come and affect our project, but I think that people are really appreciative of this. And after the FTX incident, if anyone in Project Gojira is not proud or not happy with the founder revealing information about other projects that are doing wrong stuff, I I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, unfortunately, I don't think I can pretty much hold back anymore. After the FTX things, billions of dollars have gone out. If we have to save the space, can't be selfish and be like, let's shut up and move on. We have to, as a community and as individuals, if we know some shit's happening, like the Sanctum, I have been holding back for a while because I didn't want issues. But Sanctum it's a deceptive marketing. Like, they literally are fucking up people, right? By stating that they have an official collaboration with, you know, what is it, Tiffany's and YSL. And I reached out to Tiffany's. It's not an official collaboration. I reached out to the team in Twitter. And I pretty much asked them the questions, and they were like, "Don't try to fud us and stuff. It is we are giving goodies like 10 or 12." It's like that's why I'm saying like almost if I buy a Puma and I slap PG on it doesn't mean it's a collaboration, right? It's just just extra artwork. So a lot of them are thinking that Sanctum has got like official collaborations, and they raised their mint price to 0.25. And I'm sure a lot of them are going to mint thinking that they have the official collaborations, but it's not. All right, it's on you after that if you want to mint for whatever reason. But any of these kind of details, at least I want to share within the Discord, if not on publicly on Twitter. And I'm not here to fight with people, but I just want to make sure that at least our community is safeguarded. So any insider info or anything that I know, and if it's going to come to my this thing, I'm at least going to share in the Discord first. So not comfortable with that. I'm not sure. I don't want. I mean, I don't want to. I heard some people say that, and we have whitelist for it, then you're screwing up our chance. But is that what we have come down to, where we just only care about us to kind of make a quick flip? I don't even know whether you'll have a quick flip at a 0.25 mint in this market. But anyways, just thought I'll put it out there. So JP pretty much kind of started like screwing up his community, and a lot of money has been missing. So I had to make a tweet about whatever I knew about. Then immediately he had a spaces yesterday explaining his side. The community literally have forced him to put a community oath at this stage. So we are getting paid for it, guys. So it's a service that we do, and so Skyverse community has voted 540. Actually, I've never seen a vote like this in my life. I feel like JP himself has voted for us. So there's 540 votes. There's 540 votes for yes, and zero votes for no. So that's a service that brings us funds as well. So Sack Attacking and the finance team would work, make a report, complete transparency, and whatever our charges are and who's the new team and stuff that the Skyverse community is voting for. But yeah, 540 people. I've never seen a never seen a vote this clean or this kind of 100% win kind of thing. As I said, JP himself has voted for PG to take over, I think. Anyways, so this was the saga or issue with this thing, like the Skyward side of things. We are continuing to make a lot of services. We are continuing to bring in like projects from Web2. One of the projects I mentioned
It's raining.
has raised $75 million. Has raised $75 million from their business. It is run by it's run by a big businessman from Web2, and we are the launchpad for them. It's a big win for us. But I hope that, again, remember, just because we're advisors doesn't mean they listen to us in everything. They just hire us as advisors. We give them the right advice, or at least based on our knowledge. Doesn't mean they have to follow it. So this is purely an income stream for the project, and they get their help and the connections. It's not compulsory, or don't feel obliged to mint because PG is involved. Just remember, if you like it, you bring it. So we want to bring up a way. We want to add a lot of value to our holders, right? We've been talking about few early investments for our holders and stuff. So one of the things that we want to offer is any launchpad project that comes to us, right? Any good ones, even the ones like, this thing I told about $75 million VC fund and all those things. We want to start offering every Gojira Genesis and Gen 2 holder, right? This is in works again. Don't come and jump on us, but this is very much feasible. Every project that we get on our consultancy or on our this thing, even like something like GMC or even something like our planet, you guys had a chance to do a 3x 4x flip, right? After that, there is a very common thing right now is that there's always a post reveal dip for any project that's become a standard. Even things like KPR that everyone's been calling as the next Azuki, um, takeover and stuff, right? I mean, but even the after pro post reveal, it's gone down. But there was an opportunity for the Jira holders, like who won a lot of whitelist spots, to have done a 3x or a 4x flip. So we want to give an opportunity for our holders, Genesis and Gen 2, to have a pledgement option for fully vetted projects that come through our launchpad. If you're keen, want to preserve your whitelist, 100% guaranteed, no over allocation or any of those, maybe 10 or 20% of the supply as a first come first serve or whatever, as or guaranteed numbers for Genesis and Gen 2. If you're keen, lock in. The funds will be with us. We won't be giving to the team until the mint is started and stuff like that. So there's no chance of rug. Fully docs team, fully checked. So it'll be like a fund. If they agree, it'll be with us. So 10 to 20, it'll be and a service only for Gojira holders. So any of these, for example, the VC funded projects like whatever we have on our launchpad now, or any of those projects, you as a Genesis and Gen 2 holders would be getting a first choice to lock in the mint, whether it's a 0.04 mint or a zero point 0.06 mint. Pay upfront, lock it. So it's a guaranteed thing for every Genesis or Gen 2 holders to mint as a number. And it's also a product it's a win-win situation, right? The funds will be with us, so there is no way other projects can run away or something. Their docs and everything. And number two, you would get as a community guaranteed spot, no first come first serve nonsense. You'll have a 24 or a 48-hour period, so you don't have to have sleepless nights, at least for projects that come through a launchpad or a consultancy. If you really like the project, mint it, right? You hold it. You like Plutoverse, you mint it. If you don't like, it's up to you, right? Don't come on us after that and be like, Shan, why the fuck did you bring this? They will have an AMA, ask all the questions you want, every damn question you want. Once you're comfortable, go into the pledgement. An option that we want to open up for Genesis and Gen 2 holders first, right? And more numbers for Jiraverse holders as well in that. So that, as a community, we support a project. They support us by giving a percentage back to our vault. If you like the project in the long term side, you're going to invest. If you don't like, don't mint, completely fine. But we want to open up that as an option. So no Jira tokens or anything involved for those launchpad projects. Just come in, judgment, get your things sorted. I think this would add a very tangible benefit for all the holders, and not like 100 spots, 50 spots, 200 spots. At the same time, the projects would have a guaranteed funding in hand, like 20 or 30%, which can be used for them to mention to the public that 20 or 30% of the mint has been sold already, the communities and stuff. Only 70% would be left, and you would pretty much, when the mint starts, you will get those NFTs airdropped, and the funds will then be transferred to the projects, right, after the mint is done and stuff, right? So there are a few things that we're going to implement this way for our Jira tank, and for our launchpad and consultancy projects. Aim is to bring a tangible value to all. Like, even if it's an IDO stage, pre-IDO stage opportunity, it shouldn't be 100 people or 50 people. It's not everyone. We should bring up a chance where everyone can get this chance to eat and stuff, right? So which is where we are going to work in this method. And give, as I said, that's it. Like, no more sleepless nights. If we have 10 projects that are launching through us, you like it, you don't have to at least sit at nights, and it's a guaranteed all 3,333 Gen 2s would have a chance to lock in the mint, for example, right? So it's a win-win situation. That's how I see it. So we'll more details on that soon. I think this is pretty much the market updates and stuff, and Skyverse updates, and working on the services and all those side of things. A lot of inquiries from Web2, for our launchpad and consultancy. And I clearly mentioned, guys, if you asked what is the benefit for you as holders if project is making money and we are not taking it, and if we are making money. I mentioned in the Jira forums, right? I mentioned in the forums how this would translate. These 5 points, I think even in the last AMA I spoke about it. Please take a little bit of time to read it. I'll put the link again. All right. How it business to business models and how this kind of a service would help you know a lot of these projects. This is my take on it. All right, I've put a link here. Are we going to market this as well? The pledge would make sense. Yes, we are going to market this, Don. Like once, we are just, there's so much of things that are coming up this year and stuff. So this, we just are kind of like, we don't want to market anything till it's ready. Like we want to market something, we be like, guys, it's ready for tomorrow, kind of thing. Like that's the kind of thing we want to do. But anyways, so just um, my take on how the business to business model would help us as holders. Um, all right, so yep. So next up is obviously I think I spoke about the Gnosis safe. Yep, liquidity versus market cap. All right, just keep that in mind. This I think few people didn't understand what is the difference between liquidity and market cap. Right, so liquidity, market cap is very simple. All right, if the floor is 10 ETH and if there is 100,000 or there's 1,000 NFTs, it's the market cap is 10,000 ETH, right? But that's not the liquidity. So if all the 1,000 want to sell and take out 10 ETH each, can they take out? Nope. So um, that's the problem, right? That's the main understanding that people need to have. So Sam Friedman fraud has been he's had a market cap of billions and his net worth was worth $22 billion, but the liquidity was almost less than $1 billion, right? So that's the difference that you have to understand. That's the difference you got to understand between market cap and liquidity, right? Just because a token has got X number of value or NFTs have got X number of floor doesn't mean that's the liquidity, right? That means there is liquidity available for everybody to pay back or this thing. So suppose if tomorrow Bored Apes, for example, they're like, sorry guys, we have to declare we are insolvent and we have to pay back all the NFT holders, for example, they don't have to pay back, but if they decide, not everyone's going to get 60 ETH, right? You're going to get probably 8 ETH or 5 ETH per Bored Ape. That's the based on the treasury, right? Because there is a lot of other things. So this is why it's important for us to keep increasing the services and treasury and regular income streams, so that in case of insolvency, right? I'm just saying, right? You got to remember, in case any project goes insolvent, paying back any of the NFT holders or any of the coins or cryptos, there should be liquidity in the vault or anywhere or treasury for them to pay back. So if 100,000 other side deeds are falling down and if Bored Apes have to pay them back, they don't have the funds to pay them back, right? You'll only get like zero point 0.1 or zero point 0.2 ETH, for example, right? So that's the difference, right? So just keep that in mind, the difference between liquidity and stuff. All right, so let's just jump on to if there's any questions in general before I move on to just a couple of updates. So number one, Townhall, we are going to have Townhall alternate the Townhall timings, right? So that was one suggestion, and I think we've been wanting to do that for a while. So every alternate week, there'll be a 12-hour gap, between the Townhall timings. So if you have a 12 a.m. AEDT on this Sunday, the next one will be on 12 hours before, so which means it'll be a Saturday night for the US, mornings for Sunday mornings for Asian timings, Sunday afternoons for for the Aussie guys. So we want to just alternate between a 12-hour time zone so that we can make sure that different people can participate live, because it hits different when you participate live than just listening to the recordings or something. So that's one change that we want to put in, right? So number two is that for the exclusive for Jira Voxel holders. So the first thing we want to announce is that there's going to be Shuttle Bay integrated from this week, or only for Jira Vox holders. So based on, it's basically simple. You just have to interact with the tweets from from Gojira's or my Twitter account, and every week, based on how many points you collect by interacting, there will be guaranteed awards for the top three or the top 10, even the top 25, I would say, actually, every week. All right. So it'll be on a rolling basis, including Gen 2s to win and stuff. So, which means basically very simple. All you got to do, keep notifications on as a Jira voxel holder, log into Shuttle Bay. We'll put all the instructions. And if you have your Jira Vox in your wallet, just log in with your Twitter ID and stuff, or retweet any of the tweets within 24 hours and stuff, accumulate points. And every 2 weeks once, we'll raffle off few Gen 2s, Gojira Gen 2s for the Jira Voxel holders. And every week, you'll have the top three, especially, be getting a guaranteed whitelist of their choice, all right, from the list. So, which I think is huge because you can just pick up what you want, no Jira tokens, nothing. The top 10 will get some whitelist, or not of their choice, but some from the list. The top 25 would be getting tokens based on their points. So if you have 2,000 points, you would get 200 tokens. Or you have 10,000 points, you have 1,000 tokens that will be added into your Jira exchange. That's one of the things. Number two, probably you might not be, not everybody's gonna understand why we are doing this, but the PG tools have been like really been updated and really good, right? The reason why some of you asked why are we still doing tools when there's hundreds of tools, we're not spending much on it. Remember that, it's just equity on it. Number two, I want to have our own independent system. So tomorrow, if Alpha Sharks, for example, they quit or they completely go out, or even other tools, they run out of funds or something, having our own tools is 100% valuable for us, right? Even, and we are targeting business to business models. So we're not just targeting people to buy passes, or we are not targeting people to buy monthly subscriptions. We are targeting business to business models for other projects that are interested, to give them access on a monthly payment, so their holders get access to PG tools. So which is not offered by any project or a lot of projects, to be honest. At this stage, they're just giving it to certain few ones. What about the ones that are actually working and still have like a point one? Like for example, right, Skyverse, they've been spending 100 plus ETH to build their own tools like Flipper.gg, right? Instead of that, they pay an X amount a month or quarterly, and they give access to all their holders. For example, by holding like 2 or 5 Skyverse, for instance, instead of wasting that money that could have come to us. But now that Genesis and Gen 2 get access to Alpha Sharks, right, which some of you I think have been already holding and like it, and I want to get feedbacks on it. There's the guy in the server. There's a separate channel called Alpha Sharks, so any of your comments, feedbacks can be put there. For Genesis and Gen 2 holders. Um, as for the PG tools, for starters, as long as there is Alpha Shark access to the Genesis and Gen 2, or till there's going to be access to Alpha Sharks for Genesis and Gen 2, we're going to restrict the PG tools access only for Jira voxel holders, right? So Jira voxels would be the only one getting access to PG tools. So which is something that we dropped for free for Genesis, and something that we allowed. It's a peanut price for the flow. We'll announce how many you need to hold. Very few, not much. Maybe like 4 or 5 at most. But we want to make Jira voxels is also our product. It's not, we don't want to cast them out, and we have to have a segregation of value. I hope as Genesis and Gen 2 community would understand that, right? So Alpha Sharks, as long as, remember this, as long as Alpha Sharks, if Alpha Sharks access gets cancelled tomorrow, Genesis and Gen 2 will get access to it. All right. So yes, you can set a tool wallet. So you don't have to, for PG tools, you wouldn't have to set a PG2, you wouldn't have to use your wallet where there's voxels. We'll give you an option for you to connect first, and then you can use a normal wallet to get access to PG tools as well. So Jira voxels, as promised, number one, exclusive access to Shuttle Bay. Number two, exclusive access to PG tools, right? As the start. And as I said, every single NFT in the ecosystem will have its own use case, value, whether it's equity, tokens, or like access to different set of tools or different set of sections. And this is just a couple of things for the short term. And there's a main utility that we are aiming bring it by December or Jan for Jira voxel holders, which would be really useful for Jira voxels. Anyway, so this is pretty much the two main value adds that's exclusive for Jira voxels. For starters, right? So this is one of the reasons why we agreed for Alpha Sharks to be given to our holders as well. So you have a choice. If you like PG tools, get your hold your voxels. If you don't like it, you have access to Alpha Sharks with your Gen 2 or Genesis. There's going to be few things. That's how we're going to segregate. As and when we move, just to gamify certain things and stuff. How much did it cost to take this deal? So nothing. So it was not a paid deal for us with Alpha Sharks. We are helping them in few other aspects. I think there's few of them anyways have been involved in the testing and stuff like Shoreline and stuff. Thanks a lot for that. I hope they're also proud with the way the tools are coming out. Because we've been regularly updating it, and these guys are working almost every day, adding some different unique aspects which are not existing in other products and stuff. And when we go B2B model, which is not done yet. Like B2B model is the way, in my opinion, right? Not a lot of tools are doing a B2B model. They're just giving some free accesses here and there, but they're not making money. Nothing is sustainable. The Alpha Sharks goes on for people, Jira voxels. So I'm again letting you know Jira voxels, not Jiraverse. So if you buy Jiraverse, claim your voxels. It's only for Jira voxels at this stage. We're looking at a number of 5, so hold 5 to claim kind of thing. So it's a lifetime access kind of thing for PG tools. So its floor is almost like nothing at this stage. Number and stuff would be confirmed. Yep, that's pretty much the thing that I wanted to add. Another thing is I'm appearing on InPeak in 2 days time. InPeak is pretty much like I think the Genesis holders, I spoke to them about it. They've offered us equity in return for my time and stuff. So for PG, so I'll be kind of like on the topic of building revenue streams for NFT projects. So likes of G Money, Seneca, and few others have been invited. There's only 3 people that got the privilege to take up equity. Number 1 is G Money, Kevin Rose, and now it's me. So 3 people have been offered equity after listening to us and Zero Cool shilling about Gojira. They were impressed and they're giving us equity in return for not any payments, but just my time once every 3 months. That's one of the things. 16th November. Number 2 is basically NFT Fest, which is coming up very soon, less than 10 days. Anybody in Melbourne, I hope you guys can make it. NFT Fest is one big event that's put up in Melbourne for the NFT and crypto enthusiasts, and I'm a speaker there. So my topic is going to be on what it takes to be a founder in NFT space. So I'm doing a space. I'm sharing the stage with Asher from Lazy Lines. So it's myself and Asher from Lazy Lines as the two speakers in the stage. It'll be on Thursday, 24th of November in Melbourne, 10 a.m. Right. So it's not going to be live streamed. So so 24th November, 10 a.m. in Melbourne. That's going to be at the NFT Fest. And for those of you who are in Indonesia, I'm flying to Indonesia on the 25th. It's completely sponsored by them. We're not paying from our wallet or anything, so they're sponsoring the flights and the the hotel. So I'm flying to Indonesia for 2 days as a speaker in an event called Blocktopia in Jakarta. Alongside Takashi Murakami, so he's one of the other speakers. So I'm really looking forward to it. Hoping that he can get on board for some of our projects, but there's more so at least a chance to talk with the legendary artist like Takashi. So that's something that's happening this month. Possibly Manila while you're at it. I got a lot of work, man. I hope, but I wish, because I was thinking of going to Singapore and Manila, but but I would have loved to. But so much of work for us. I think even the 4 days is going to be hard because me, G, Josh, and Ken will be fully busy with NFT Fest. Would expect some patience from you guys if there is not a lot of updates from us. Amresh is here for sure. Amresh is here, so of course, any updates or something would be regularly done by Amresh and Jamie, but there's 4 of us would be missing for 3 to 4 days. Last week of November. Can Murakami make a fusion art? That's the aim, to go and ask him to see if there's something that can be done. See, when you meet people IRL, it hits different, all right, and through Twitter DMs and stuff. It's crazy. When we met these cricket players, I met, like, those of you who are in cricket, I met guys who are World Cup winners and stuff. Just crazy, and it hits really different when you meet them in person, and it's so easy, for them to come into some deals and stuff that we have planned and things, right? So I'm hoping that this IRL meet kind of like definitely helps to get them on board. But yeah, I mean, like, let's try. There's nothing to lose there. So I'm gonna give my best. Talk about PG. Worst case, at least get him to buy a Gojira Genesis. What is the plan with Jiraverse? Herman, as I mentioned, Jira voxels are gonna get two benefits for short term, right? Exclusive access to PG tools and um, shuttle bay, so where they'll be rewarded just for commenting or retweeting the posts or liking the posts and stuff. We'll put up a clear indication or a how the thing works, but it's a big win in the sense for the top 25. It's a guaranteed reward, so it can definitely mean a lot for a lot of people for a very very cheap entry price. It's negligible at this stage, so there's quite a lot of things that are definitely coming up apart from these things like the gamification side. So these are the two basic benefits in this time. So yeah, any Indian cricketers, old ones, meta card. So I met Irfan Pathan. I don't know if you know him. I'm not sure if you're from India, but Irfan Pathan, Sunil Gavaskar, and Ravi Shastri. So I met three Indian guys. Does that mean Jiraverse? If you have a Jiraverse, you got to claim a Jira voxel. So if you hold a Jiraverse, it's only for Jira voxel at this stage. So if you hold a Jiraverse, you can claim a Jira voxel, which is open forever, I think, right, Jamie? It's open forever. So it's only for Jira voxels now. So we just want to kind of start off with segregating those differences. Jira voxels, very clearly I'm mentioning again. So Jira voxels. The Monopoly type game still in plan. Luckily, we didn't go down that path. Honestly, if, whoever asked that, Harman, if we had gone down the Monopoly path, we'd have burnt all our funds because game development is not cheap and we don't have $50 million or $10 million. Luckily, we didn't go down that path. You saw the Skywars game, right? Like what they spent $200,000 for. See, I'm really appreciative of everyone who's here, right, in the spaces, and also the guys who can't come in, but at the same time support. I do not understand that a lot of projects like these things have stupidly burnt so much of funds, and the project holders are just desperate to get at least 100 ETH back to continue the project. Right? Skywards raised more funds than us, and look at the thing we're in. Not just Gojira, I would really, really request few of you guys here, if you can support few projects that are actually trying to do their best, being transparent, doing the right thing. Just try to give your support, right? Try to give your support anyway, right? So that, like, it doesn't just seem, even somebody like Lama, right? As much as we have our differences and we have our opinions, but at the end of the day, is a guy who puts in a lot of effort, right? And when he made a tweet about not having that or getting that recognition that he should be getting because of putting in all those hours and stuff, don't think that I do not have the same feel, all right? That I do not say have the same feel, but I don't tweet about it, right? It's not that just because I don't tweet about it doesn't mean I don't feel that way, because it's not easy to put in a lot of effort, and it's an ever demanding space. It's worse than a job at Tesla at a higher level, right? It's an ever demanding space. You wake up thinking that who's gonna fud you, or your own community coming at you and stuff. It's not a nice feel. Trust me, it's not a nice feel when your own community is gonna come and, like, talk shit about you, for example, right? Oh, so it takes a lot of effort for sure. So I just a small request, if possible, don't put too much of your money when you can't afford. That's number one rule. And if you put up a small amount of funds, trusting a team, just if you can't help, at least do not try to demoralize them by putting them down, or in a way where just kind of like pushing them. I understand you have put a lot of money and all those kind of things. It's not just for Gojira. I'm just saying in general, if you recognize a real project, whatever that could be your definition of real project or real team. Just a request to not, especially in this market. I'm not going to support or this claim, but a lot of founders are just rugging because they just feel like it's a, the effort to reward ratio is very less. The ones that are actually putting in some real stuff, I'm not talking about everybody, or neither I'm defending anybody, but having a chat with a few founders whom I have looked at the, the financial statements and stuff, who are doing the right thing by not taking too much but just taking a very basic pay but still trying their best. It's a startup, not every product will be successful. It comes down to how the team delivers. It's sometimes when you think about, M first, right? When you it's not easy when you think about M first. The guy openly rugged, and the floor is higher than a lot of other projects, and the supply is 10,000, and then his Gen 2 collection as well, and he's raised multi-$1,000 and he's still earning royalties, and the floor is 1 ETH. Sometimes you wonder as a team or as a founder, I'm like, what are you doing wrong? Is it like, are you spending way too much time, or are you, what's happening? Like, how can rugged projects like, M first, which no utility, have that strong community with that much of volume and that much of a flow, when there's a lot of projects at point 0.1 0.05 ETH flow, where the team is working hard. So it is definitely not easy from a founder's perspective of a startup here. Just wanted to talk on behalf of this thing. If you're not comfortable with an investment, or a project, buying a project, dump it, less strain on your head and stuff. Just try not to put more money than you can afford to sleep at night, right? Freely, just 10 or 20% of whatever that's your investment number or whatever that could be. Um, and like, I'm not defending any founders who have quit, but definitely a lot of them are thinking, or the thought of quitting is coming to their mind, because they just feel like they've got a family, they've got kids, they have expenses in hand. They're trying to take less money because they understand it's a startup, but they get like, shitted on because people expect like a 10x, 100x and stuff like that. As I said, I'm not going to blame anybody here. It is just a request. If anyone can support not just Gojira, any project that you think is good, have your own due diligence done, like, whether the project is announced, how much of funds for the team, how much of projects for a month for expenses, whether they have the money on chain, whether they're doing something, or they're showing up in Discord or on Twitter or something, or at least doing a weekly spaces. A few things you can definitely look at to see if a team is active or not, or at least trying to be active. If they're active in this market, trying to do something, just try to support them if you can. So that's some requests that I wanted to keep. So, why simple monopoly? Why simple monopoly game would cost millions? I didn't say million. I would say, I told that it would cost our vault. We don't have millions, so it will cost at least 300 $400,000. It's not going to be lesser than that, and I don't see a use case now for the game side of things. I would like to rather develop Three-verse from our end with the dev team there, and maybe work out a component of the Monopoly game even in the Three-verse to give access to Gojira holders and stuff, than us trying to do it. I don't want to waste our funds on that. That's it. Like, I want to. It's really not the best thing for me, in my opinion, to make it. Yeah. So, not at this stage. What's this monopolist? Oh, there's a game already similar to that. Somebody's launched it. I don't think it's doing well either ways. The token is $0.001 and $9,000 market cap. I think it's a dead project. RNA, whatever you posted, I think it's fully dead. Yep, it's definitely expensive. Relic. You can try, if you can get me a team that's ready to build. If any of you can get a team that's a game developer or something for under 100K to get something like that done, we did look at it, so we can do it. It's not like we can't do it. The question is that the best thing to do at this stage, or like, just secure, some other, like, funds and stuff, or try to buy already developed project. When can I get my hoodie? Amrish, can we share the pictures maybe of the finalized design? Then you give a date. I'm not gonna answer this question. You give a date. Like when is the date? I'm tired of giving a date stuff. Give us a date then. I think we should at least just share one of the designs, man. Like come on. Fusion still 2022. Yes, so far on track. The website and the artwork is majorly done. So yep, not a this thing. Want a free hoodie or I'm flooring my Gen 1? Oh, come on. We're not that rich, man. We can't give free. I mean, it's not a cheap quality shit. So I don't know if we can give free, but I can give it without profits or something just to buy just the, we can just look at like, doing it at a price what we paid for or we are paying for the thing. We're not a Azuki to have minted at 1 ETH to give a free. Karafru is not fucking giving a free hoodie, man. Not even a free shirt. Maybe we can
Yes.
I don't know, we can look at giving a free shirt or something, but bro, it's merch from Gojira. At this stage, free hoodie would. I'm fine with it if all of you guys are fine using a percentage of our vault for that, right, for the funding side of things, but. It's not sustainable for us for sure. Like at least the cost of development somehow we need to get it to payment. It's not that much. I hope at least when it comes out. But yeah, I mean, we don't have too much of funds for free for a free hoodie. EBRC jacket is expensive. Not even Nike gives free hoodies. I know. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like fucking Artifact is not giving a fucking free hoodie and stuff. Like it's and Karafru has so much money, and I'm so pissed that they're not even giving a free hoodie. Like or PXN as well. They got so much, and we thought of free stuff. To be very frank, honestly. Um, I think see this regarding the financials. I think SAC has been. Ken, have we been posting and getting on the thing? The wall we can post the wallets, and I think end of this month we'll be putting a full financials till the second quarter. I think we posted in Singapore, but all the wallets and stuff with the numbers. Ken will be posting close to end of this month because we're just expecting some payments to come in. We really want to when we post it, we just want to make sure that for this month we just want to make sure that we have the cash flow positive, which is going to be crazy for this month. We're just waiting for those payments. Once it comes in, uh, be a big win because it's for the month of November and December. It's going to be a real cash flow thing. So let me, Don, if you got the financial statement, what you have done so far, we can just maybe put that in. Jamie, I don't have access to that link. What you posted.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know what channel that is when I don't have access. Ken, if you can also like put up any of this, the financials so far, what we have put up. Let me just get the Gnosis Safe wallets and our other Gnosis. Let me just send you those. So this we have never touched for almost like 5-6 months. This is one of the main wallets held by 7 to 8 Genesis holders. We never touched this. This is completely from the royalties of Genesis Gen 2 collection funds. We haven't touched a single dollar from that. It's been there for a while, about 6 months ish, right? And also that's about 500 ETH and 200,000 US dollars. Jamie, can we share the other Gnosis wallet? There's two Gnosis that we have, one for like, you know, stuff and all. Can you share the other Gnosis wallet? Fucking Tata. I really thought Jojo came in here. Fuck. Shit. Bro, I think he's something is up with the team, man. Like what the fuck? Jimmy, can you share the other Gnosis wallet? Can you hear me, or is he here in the? The slide
One,
off.
one second, one second.
All right, sure, sure. So yeah, I think just want to say thanks a lot for that statement, no Philon. Like, trust me, we are not gonna let anybody down. We are gonna give our best. All right, we for all the holders. So these are the two Gnosis wallets for you. Any of you wanna track in the meantime? So I've posted one, and Jamie has posted another. So with any of the funds, and then we have few other wallets for expenses and stuff, which is obviously we have to keep it on a regular basis for expenses and stuff. We cannot, it's just paying to just few amounts here and there, like 30 40 ETH and some $100,000 or something outside. So there's two Gnosis wallets that we have, that we have pretty much put it in, and some for the expenses, and as and when the funds come in. Because remember, at this stage we also have a lot of expenses, like staff expenses, development costs and stuff. It's not like we are making $100,000 a month. We are making $100,000 a month, or 80,000 or whatever, but we also have expenses of 60 or whatever, 50 $60,000 a month as well. So it's not royalties and stuff. We are definitely not going in the negative stage. We are like not in a crazy cash flow positive. That itself is a huge win. I see it as a huge win in my opinion, because not burning your funds itself is a win if projects can just maintain what they have. But we are pushing towards the cash flow positive side. I think last week we shared, as a startup, having a cash flow neutral is pretty much a major win, right? But let me just yeah, that's the channel G is shared, so we'll be updating more, as and when, like, there's more changes and stuff, any other changes that happen. um Let me just show you. All done 13th November. Let me just put up another. Right. So here you go. For whoever asked for the transparency and this thing, that's one link. Just have a look at this as well. Whoever asked the town hall presentation, I think it's coming up. I don't know if he's done it or it's gonna come up, but yeah, I think this is the financial statement. Trust me, guys, we are not. Everything is on chain. Nothing is moved. So if anybody wants to, and Don Aldrin is not just part of team. He's a guy who's been digging into all the transactions and everything, and been posting. He's been helping us form these statements and stuff. So he's a Gojira holder, and I think Filipinos can vouch. There's a lot of Filipino Genesis holders. Don Allen is one of the reasons why a lot of Filipino holders got on board. So that's why we even picked up all the you know staff from the community, so that, like, it's not something where I'm setting up my own finance assistant and say everything is fine and stuff. So the Gnosis wallets are there, the channels that G has posted with our wallets and our NFT holdings, and also the PowerPoint presentation till the month of October. And we are back to be cash flow positive for November and December. Let me just share this again for you guys to have a look. Right, let me just share it again. One sec. We have done a lot of changes. We cut down our pace even more, a little bit, because we have to ensure, in this market we have to survive. So we have cut down, I've changed the model of pay and stuff. So we have cut down on the base pays for a few of us, as well, to just push through for the cash flow. Let me just, I don't want to reveal the name of the projects at this stage, but we'll do it once we announce it. Let me just share something with you guys. So for November and December, once it's done, when we post it, so this is the numbers we are currently finalized. There's few more that we are waiting for. We are having a financial AMA next week. All right, perfect. So I'll leave it to Ken then. So I'm just posting this bit here. So this is projected for November, which is on track, which is coming from projects, right? December track for project ABCDE, project ABCDE, F, which is, like, let's leave it. So one of them is obviously PlutoVerse and stuff, and project A sale percentage is also coming to a vault. So just cash flow as such is 70 ETH November, 40 ETH for December, and percentage of sales. So yeah. Shan, is the FAQ ready? Um, Not yet. We, I hope by end of before the end of this month we are trying we have got all those as one of the tasks, but we just gotta ensure that we just kind of like schedule it because if anyone can volunteer as well a little bit for FAQ, and then we can kind of like modify it or this thing, but or else from our team side as such we had a little bit over tasked at this stage till the end of the year. So that's why we're just trying to kind of like fit in the the FAQ section. So yeah, I mean that's definitely a priority for sure, as mentioned. And the website is where everything would be there. We're pushing for the website before the NFT Fest. Telling that Ham, it's been a year. Fuck, it's been crazy. I think we launched on December 18th. That's when our first anniversary is coming up. So it's been a year. Those who faded, I like to see the comments there, and still, it's funny how except one, everybody who's commented there still holds their Gojira Genesis, right? Which is nice to see. There is RNA there. There is Crypto Girl who's still holding the Gojira King Rat. Except I think NFT Machine. I'm not sure if NFT Machine is still holding, but pretty nice to see that, like, out of the 5 people that commented, I think that's a big win. Are we gonna have an anniversary celebration? Of course, but I don't know. I wish to have put it some IRL event, but it has to be, maybe some kind of, we have to have a different kind of a digital party or something, and some announcements as well on the anniversary, hopefully. So, Clementines, yes, it's not a rug, 100%. I can guarantee you that, right? Clementines is definitely not a rug. Those guys, it's a game development, this thing, and they're moving on a really fast pace. This thing, what is it? A few of our holders have also tested the demo and stuff. So 100%, I can almost vouch that they're not a rug or anything. So 100%, I can guarantee you that. So look at this. I've posted a link there. That's an in-game play, so not from something high. One of the highest quality videos that I've ever seen in my life. All right, this is why I'm bullish on the team as such. It's a game at the end of the day, right? So a different thing, but this quality of this video is it's a Pixar level according to me, or at least on the Web3 stage. The team is extremely talented, and these kind of trailers takes a lot of cost, right? So I'm like, I still am happy with Clementine's move. It's just that it's a game, and obviously people, like, have to wait for the game to come and stuff. But the first link that I posted is basically the game gameplay pictures, and some of them I've tested and I've seen the first look as well. So it's definitely a project that's still on. So for those of you who are keen and still have got it, excited, but I already sold my Clementines. No, that's fine. I just wanted to put it out here how a team that's actually still working, and they're doing what did Clementines promise, right? That they'll develop a AAA rated game with amazing quality, which is what they're working on, and they're delivering, and they're showing with regular updates and stuff with those videos and all those things. But currently, the NFT crowd is not here for long term kind of thing. Very few are happy to hold long term and stuff. So Clementine projects like Clementine's 100%, like, it got screwed up by the flippers, couple of wrong decisions by the team as well. But I don't see why they're not keeping up their promise. I would rate that AAA in my opinion. The quality of the game you guys can see as well. So just since we hold a lot of that in our vault, So we own, I think, 300 or 600 actually now vault, right? So we got 300, we minted 300, and 300 was for free and stuff. We got the funds back as well. We were supposed to add to LP, but we didn't add, but we added the funds to the vault. So just to have a look at this, right? So I'm why it's important for clementines to do well is because we own almost like 2 or 3% of clementines, as let's call it, like, value or equity or whatever. So I still believe that the team is doing what they're supposed to do, and I think that it's very hard to add value to NFTs apart from game, to be honest, right? Like, games are one easy way to add value, but the game has to be interesting, the game has to be challenging, the game has to be, bringing in a lot more people from outside the NFTs, which is why I think, Three-verse, the game that we have equity in, and also Clementines, in my opinion, are like pretty close with that. And Pixelmon is another game I think would be like a game changer. Anything else?
Mm. Do we have a stake in Pixelmon?
Sorry, who was that? Was Monkey?
That
Is
was
it?
Monkey. Yeah.
Yep.
Do we have a
Unfortunately,
stake in Pixelmon?
for those of you who do not know the story, we were offered 20% equity for my involvement as well, along with the new team. And the OGs might remember there was an issue within our community. They didn't want me to be involved, so we had to give up. It was painful, but we lost $14 million to our
Yeah.
vault. It's
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So yes, we do not have equity, and I kind of feel a bit dumb. In a sense, I should have maybe pushed for that, and should have been my decision. But I'm happy, and I don't have any regrets. At least those who stuck around this, they at least can vouch that we are community-based project, and in a sense where we do not just take some stupid decisions if the community is not happy. So it's on all of us, not just me, and not just the community. It's on all of us. It's a big loss. Now it would have been huge for us in this market, especially. But yeah, it's okay. We are still working on the equity side. We have got 10 plus projects on an equity under us. So one of them is gonna make it for sure, and on a bigger level, or all of them can also. So I mean, we're just moving on. Yeah, it's a crazy thing, man. Sometimes it's like it's very, it'll take some time. It's not a small amount. Um, you know, I hope at least people just kind of, at the end of the day, right? Me and Jamie, when we had the discussion and we spoke about it, if we had come into this space for money, I would have taken it. Honestly, I would have taken it and be like, screw you guys, I'm going to continue PG, but I don't care. And it was not one or two people as well that was doing it. If for those of you who joined, it was about like everybody had the same, because I understand a lot of them got burnt by Pixelmon by minting a tree. They didn't want us in any way to be involved. And so I just at least didn't want the funds to completely go away. So that's why I connected with the team and was on the calls and stuff. Even they offered me a personal pay as well, for helping, and like a finder fee, which I rejected as well, because I don't want that to come out like a news and then be like, oh shit, Shan's got paid for the Pixelmon thing and stuff, which is again as bad as taking it for PG. So that's why I think even a personal offer was rejected, and even for PG as such, we rejected. Yep. Um, right, McKinsey. So the main focus is going to be. It's not a main focus, Harman. So it's a portion, right? Uh, okay, what's the like like what's the, let's say, your, yeah, Amrish has posted the link. I would advise you to read. But as a NFT holder, what do you expect, right, from a project like at this stage? Some use cases, some whitelist, and obviously the most important thing everybody says is passive income. So passive income cannot come out of the tree, right? There has to be business models, businesses, and stuff. So how do you give passive income models? If I say 100% of the royalties is going to be distributed amongst holders, get $1 per person. So that's not how royalties are going to work or this thing. So um, what to say, like, what is the expectation as a holder for somebody like you that you expect from an NFT? Okay, let's say tools, for example, or access to some stuff, like whatever, like, trading or what, education or what, right? So most of these things are being tackled by us or being developed in the back. Something for education, something for game, right? Which with three words and stuff where there's equity, and also our holders get the highest benefits, percentage of the tokens and stuff. For those of you who do not know, three words, a percentage of the tokens will be claimable by Gojira holders and only Gojira holders just for holding it, right? So that's a separate token that has got a different use case that we could earn and stuff, right? Which, because we have invested in, sorry, we have equity in them. So as a holder, what is the expectation? Most of them talk about passive income, but where does the passive income come from? So the consultancy is basically one of our niche and one of our, let's say one of our services. That's it. All right. So one of the top four firms in Web 2, and they're, if you read through the forums, I've mentioned about, even the consultancies across the world, it's $1 billion business, right? It's $1 billion business, and we are carving a niche. Anybody coming from Web 2, they're reaching out to us. Although it might seem like we do not have that reach, the networks are coming to us. Why would project's name is the project, as I said, like $75 million project, for example, that has raised funds from A16Z and the founder being a billionaire. Why would you will see all those things? I'm not bluffing about any of this. We already are in the news articles and stuff. Um, and well, let me even share one of the articles. I think just like it's a project called Flow Carbon, right? So we signed the deal, so I don't see anything to hide here. So it's a project called Flow Carbon that has raised, you know, um, $75 million, and the founder Adam Newman is a multi-billionaire, right? And we have already come up in articles as that Kajira has been taken on board and stuff like that. Why would they reach us? Is because there is some way that this consultancy as a niche is going around, for sure, right? So we have carved a niche for us, and we've carved a niche for us as such, in this space, which is non-existent. Like having taking up investments, taking up like almost like a Web3 VC, and also like basically for projects from Web3 reaching out to us. Let me just share the article as well where we are mentioned. One of the articles. There's multiple articles coming up. So let me just find it. Where is there's so many groups. Business Wire we're coming on Business Wire. We're coming on the blog. Coming on. What's the next ones? We are coming. Let me just. Yep, I wrote the article in like a couple of minutes. So, dropping in diluting collections, more alternate modes of. Wait. So we have announced that we are never going to drop any more collection. Shit, we're never going to drop any more collections. So this is pretty much the thing. So this is pretty much our final. No more drops from PG as such, right? So Business Wire is one of the collections. If you read there, there's Gojira mentioned that it's in a small scale at this stage, but still getting mentioned in an article that's outside of Web3 and focusing on like for those of your so it's basically, I think we are in that niche, we are leading in that sense. I don't see many or very common or well-known consultancies as such, and as I said, like we are bringing, for those of you who missed, we want to bring any project that comes to us. If the supply is more than 3,000 and stuff, we want to give the first opportunity to all Genesis and Gen 2 holders to pledge mint and lock in their guaranteed mint. So it's up to you. If you like a project, you don't have to mint everything. You like one in five projects that come to us, You can guarantee yourself a mint upfront. Just pledge mint and lock it in. So the funds will be with us. So won't be sent to the team till the mint actually goes through. So it guarantees you a mint, guarantees the team a percentage of sales, and then they can do the right thing after that. If they don't do the right thing, we refund the money back. So pretty simple. That's pretty much the thing, right? So we are penetrating into a different market, different niche, different settings, and it's one of those things. We're not just a consultancy, or we're not just a service. We're not just a Web3. We want to build much more than that. But this is one of the conditions. That's it. One of the alternative options. So apart from that, we have our dev services, we have our games and stuff. We invest in. All right. So how about I say this, right? Um, One of the projects that we have invested in, right? This is right, pretty much one of the things, right? One of the projects we have invested in, um, right? So which is like from the vault, all right, a percentage from the vault and personally as well, pre-seed round is being approached by projects like Bored Apes and multiple other top artists to be integrated in their other side and stuff, in other side and other metaverses and stuff. So we are waiting for the news article. It's a Web2 brand that we have invested in a very early stage. PG has taken equity. Myself, Jamie, Amrish have also taken individual equity in. Um, it's a really, really good one that we have taken up, and we got this opportunity. So I'm just waiting for that news article to come up. So these are the opportunities. So if that blows up, because we got it in the pre-seed, whatever the number, it's a small number. If we lose a very small number. If we win, that's huge. That by itself will be worth few millions. So in few couple of years and stuff. So we are also investing in other opportunities, which is not easy for anybody to get in early on. So which is what we are trying to offer for our holders as well in a legal way and stuff. To ensure that you guys get an opportunity to buy in projects and stuff early on. Please bear with us. As I said, it's not easy. A lot of, if I was not doxed, I could have implemented all my ideas within a day. All right, I do not have to care about anything. But since we are doxed, we have to be extremely careful, and this thing, when how we are announcing or releasing stuff. Harman, your question, we needed 5 for the tool. Yes, the number we haven't confirmed, but we are looking at 5, right? We are looking at 5 because we feel it's an ideal number. So having 5 means getting access to PG tools at this stage. So that's one of the benefits for Jira voxels. So Gen 2s get access for Alpha Sharks. Yep. What happened to the idea invest with Jira money mines? I'm not sure what asking, like as an invest in with Jira money mines, as in for the holders or us investing. Holders, as I said just now, I told, right? If I was not doxed, I could have launched it right away, right? So there's a couple of things that sack attacking and like few others are just finalizing, because understand, really, for us there is no, if you come to my DMs and be like, Shan, can you get me into these investments, I can do that, but I can't publicly post it. You know what I mean? Like I can, because it becomes an investment vehicle, asking people to invest into projects, right? It becomes an investment vehicle. So which is what we are trying to negotiate or work in a different way, find out a little bit of a loophole, how we can allow this. There's a way, but it kind of puts out, and puts out the people in the US or a couple of other countries and stuff out. So definitely there's a way. Even the one that started by this guy, what is his name? Ryan, I think Ryan Carson as an advisor. I think he's pulling back, if I'm not mistaken. From what I heard, he's pulling back from that investment, that Web3 VC firm. Please don't take my word for anything. I heard from rumors. That's why he posted that anybody who invested into this because of me, DM and stuff, they kind of launched a similar concept. But this one, right? This bit here, ECX, yep. So think there's a problem there. I'm not sure. So, which is why I'm saying we definitely need to, definitely need to this thing, like, make sure that, what to say, like, make sure that everything is fine. Do you plan to be transparent? We have an entire org chart from the top to the bottom. This is backed by salary payments are still something. This should not be that. I think Amrish, I kind of told our salaries, to be honest. I have not my salary at least. If others, it's on them, but no one's getting paid more than me. So what to say, like, the total teams overpaying themselves. You can check my wallet, King Kong, or other transactions going out of the wallet. My salary, I've been very open and transparent about it. But if individuals want to hold back, that's it. Shan is not the highest paid. There's six people who are getting paid the same as Shan. So it's not just Shan's getting the highest pay. So right now my pay is 5K US dollars. All right, so that's it. Right, so you can check the every 15th of every month we get paid. So I get paid 5,000 US dollars a month. There's six people. That's what they get paid. Right. So from the main team. So don't have anything to hide about this. As much as people want to keep it personal, anyone can track the wallet. They can understand where the payments are going in. Tata's payment is $750. I don't want to go on to deep or in depth of everyone's pay. So totally our monthly pay expenses are about 55,000 US dollars. Okay, so you do what you want with this. So 50,000 US dollars is 55,000 US dollars is our monthly staff wages. Apart from six of us, because we are doing a lot more work in terms of hours. So we six are getting a pay like this, and rest of them get like about $2,000 to $3,000, and then they get a small percentage per project that they consult. So it's not a lot. It's not a this thing, but it's pretty much like we relic. We don't sell ETH. We have USD. We converted. We sold a lot of US ETH at $2,400 to $3,000. I think some of you may know. We sold a lot of ETH at $3,000 and stuff, and then we sold some at $1,800 to $1,900 as well. So we have pretty decent USD balance. So we are trying to kind of make sure that we are cash flow positive, which is why even very I'm really proud of my team, because no one here has been like, Shan, we want more pay and stuff. They want to be as part of this this revolution and stuff. So I don't have any issues, King Kong. I'm happy you asked. I have been telling about my pay in all the spaces. Even before, I was getting paid 1.5 ETH a month, all the core team, which was open to everybody. And then 1.5 ETH when ETH was $3,000. And when ETH dropped, we couldn't manage, honestly. Like, I think you guys can understand 1.5 ETH wasn't working 100% for any of us. So that's why we changed it to USD balance. So yeah, that's pretty much the thing. But what I want to inform is for you guys is that many projects won't be happy to tell about numbers, which is what I want to change in Web3. All right, which is what I want to change in Web3. I know probably some people are not happy with announcing the salaries or stuff. Like Don is working a lot. He's getting $1,000 or something. These guys came to us and they were working for free. We just wanted to pay them at least something, but they work hours, right? As a community, they come forward to help us. We don't want to take free help. We want to at least pay something for them to be a part of the thing. But when the project grows and we make money, I'm not going to let any of these guys, just not get their proper reward. If we get into a $1 billion unicorn, yes, it's selling a dream, you call it or whatever you want, but if that's the aim, that our aim is, or our target by 2025 is to be worth at least $1 billion, not by just market cap, but having assets, investments and services that's kind of putting us up there. Right, so that when we reach that point, that's when we will look at taking profits and stuff. Not at this stage. You sell us at 1 billion. I don't know what I would do by selling. To be honest, I think Web3 is one thing where if you're passionate about it, just get too much into it that you cannot look at the life beyond it, in the sense like, I don't know. It's, if I was working, maybe I might consider quitting. But if I'm the one who's part of the team and created it, just feels really I don't know what I would do. I'm 26, man. I have to work for another at least 30 years in my life. I have to do something to keep myself occupied. So maybe I might look at selling my shares or something. Maybe we if NFT still exist, maybe like when I'm gonna retire, I want to retire from PG maybe at 50 or 55 or something. I'm not looking to retire at 26 or 30 and stuff. And I've been open even with my this thing. I've invested a lot into ETH and I've never sold ETH. Yes, I should have, but still I've invested a lot of into crypto in 2015, 16. So there's not a need for me to kind of like make money to retire and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna be sitting here for a while. Some guy, I posted a picture of what to say, like it's kind of like this thing. I posted a picture of um, you know me traveling to Europe or something, and like I don't know if, in Emirates or something, in the premium class and stuff. And there was a little people, they started fudding and stuff that oh damn, Shan's using the community funds and stuff and all those things. And I was like, I don't share this with people, but like this was what, 2017. It wasn't like I didn't have to take any funds from the vault or anything for any of my travels. I don't even like to, let's say, this thing, right, from 2017. That's my 2017 flight ticket that I posted on Instagram, for instance. It's not from the community funds or something. Me and Jamie, we have glad in the sense, or a lot of us from the team have made some money elsewhere, so we do not have to, like we could have, guys, as I said, we could have sold our Gen 2 for 1 ETH or something if we planned for a higher pay. For us, we wanted to set our narrative and stuff up front, so there's a difference in it. Even if anyone's who's seen my Instagram, it's 100% not something I've done after PG. A lot of them think that it's after PG or something, and there's a little bit of FUD going on at the time. But anyways, just wanted to put it out here that it's easy to say this, but it's honestly, we are not here to make money now. I want to either reach a point of next where I am, or I'm happy to not take anything. That's my aim. If I say that I'm not here to make money, it's wrong. I want to make money, but next more than what I have now, so that there is more reason. And to get the 10x, we have to work our ass off in the next 3 to 4 years. Oh, that's not open my Insta DM. Bro, I don't know, you sent something. Right. Any other questions? So King Kong, 100%, please feel free to ask any of those transparent questions. We have nothing. Everything is on chain. You track my wallets. You can see where funds are coming from. See if I've taken, or Jamie or anybody. I know it's easy to say that these funds are going there and we are. Wait, I'm gonna mute this, guys. All I can say is question us. Also, projects. All right. House Muff. Yeah. Question us, and please question other projects as well for their funds. Like, we can answer. We are more than happy to show any transactions or anything and give explanations. Ask the same questions to other projects that are launching or that you hold. Don't stop here, right? Because you have access here. You're asking the questions, we're answering. Openly ask them the questions. If someone's like, yo, we took it to the bank and stuff, push for it, or else dump it and get out. You don't know what the fuck's happening if money's in the bank. Here it's in blockchain. If someone, like, literally, I mean, like, Don Aldrin spent like hours and hours and hours asking about, like, transactions and even tracing back transactions from before and stuff like that. Um, you know, basically, like, it's a thing that we answered every single transactions even from before. We try to recollect everything and answer and stuff like that. But I think if you hold a project, and if you want to ask about the salaries or transparency or the team pay, I think you should ask, because after the FTX incident, it's kind of like everything is empty words until unless we have solid proofs of stuff. So don't stop here. That's my point. Don't stop here. And if you don't get answers, after that, it's on you. Don't come back stating that, oh, this team rugged, because obviously they wouldn't have funds. They're gonna rug. So I'm really looking to dump a lot of projects, like a little bit of a pump. I'm gonna dump so many projects because their balance sheets and how bad they look. So yeah. Plans for India meetup at this stage, planning for something at Delhi, but I'm not yet sure. Like, but mostly in Delhi in December or Jan. I haven't had time to look into it, but hopefully want to meet some people in India for sure. All right. Any other questions? US meetup, definitely 100%. Like, we definitely have to a few things we want to do in the US. Just let's see, it's we just want to make sure that we don't just travel somewhere and burn our community funds, for example, right? Like, in the sense, we have to make sure that, like, any of the travel is purposeful and stuff like that, because as you can imagine, not we are not, like, getting too much of for a lot of people to come in, because I don't want to be like only Shan's coming or only Jamie's coming. We want our team to come. That's probably the only time they get their break and stuff. And at the time, we want to make sure that last time we pretty much a lot of these travels and stuff, the team does it on their own expenses. We want to just set up few funds, and once we get like some basic amount of profits and stuff, then we can fund for few of the teams to travel from the vault. So a lot of projects don't even talk about it, but a lot of the events or the flight tickets and everything is taken from the vault as such. Most of the projects as such. So any of the small meetups and stuff, still, I just want to make sure our team is not forced to pay from their wallets and stuff. That's it. Right. So if there's nothing, then we can conclude. Unless you got any more questions. Trinidad meetup, man. Fuck, first you guys get a proper internet there. I want to come Caribbean without proper internet. Spoke to Carlos and the West Indian cricket, like few of the them, and they were like, "Yeah, Trinidad is shit. Come to Barbados or something. Yeah, that's where."
What about Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico. That's where my uncle has moved from the US for tax purposes. I don't know if it's Puerto Rico or Costa Rica. I keep getting confused. I'm pretty sure it's Puerto Rico. Yeah,
It's
But
and
definitely
that's
Puerto
yeah,
Rico.
yeah.
yep, it's Puerto Rico. Yep. You talk about your upcoming Tuesday call. All right, don't take anything to this thing yet, but I'm having a call on Tuesday with Borna Choric. He's a tennis player, ranked 24, and Luka Modric. He's a football player as well from Croatia. So these two guys are on. There's something that we're gonna pitch, and they liked the pitch, so we're trying to work together. But I mean, till it's not, it's like the product is not confirmed. So just putting it out here. So it's just a pitch, but they really liked the idea. The reason why we connected even with the cricketers was for that. Everyone who's heard the idea, including the few of the core team members. I think Tata himself doesn't know about the idea, so none of the others except the core team members know about the idea, to be honest. So it could really be a real use case of blockchain, and it can be a game changer. So that's why I think the word spread. Started with Carlos, then Borna Choric from tennis, and a few other guys, and even some couple of footballers. And so it's a sports related blockchain stuff that that we'll need to get some funding and build. So yeah. What's the main benefit of Gen 1? It's very, like, as I said, like I can announce it here on a let's say on a call and stuff. We cannot publicly post it. That's the problem. Like, I cannot be coming and posting it publicly as such. The aim, I say, the way we are working, why we are putting in the multi-sig or any of those services, is the aim is to turn the Genesis into equity holders into the project, and Gen 2s into dividend earners of the project. This has always been the idea from day one. Even if a project is making $1 billion, and if you cannot get to be a part of it, it doesn't make sense. So it's easy to create, as I said, like, if you read in the forum, one of the points I made is, whenever we decide, and once we set a proper income stream and we decide to switch to Jira tokens whenever we want and announce a buyback, 10% of all the profits from our inputs or services will be used to buy back Jiras and burn. there is not enough Jira tokens to buy back. Right now, I can prove anybody with the numbers. Like 10% of our monthly, this thing is $10,000 to $15,000. That's 15 ETH a month of buy. There's not enough tokens in the this thing, as in, like, it'll get burnt off. So the problem is, um, we just want to make sure we cannot buy back officially. We cannot do any of those things. So which is why we're trying to work out different methods to see how we can fulfill the conditions, KYC requirements and stuff like that before claiming and all. So this is basically the thing with Genesis, and that's the aim. As I said, if I shouldn't have docs, to be honest. Like, should have been like a lot of other projects. If we were in docs, we could have done a lot more. Could have done a lot more quickly, and this thing as well, because they can't come and find who I am. We didn't build the business, project that way. Currently, we are connected with World Cup runner-up, who's a holder football World Cup. Connected with some top tennis players, couple of doubles players as well. I don't know if people in the cricket industry, if you know AB de Villiers, and if you know Jason Holder and few other guys from the cricketing world. And also, like, I don't go and try to shill or pitch them to buy a Genesis or Gen 2, man. Honestly, I never do that as such. They do it if they like it, because I don't even ask them to buy as such, because it just if you buy once, that's it. That's all it is. All I ask them to is utilize those connections to build a unique product for us. It's always been my aim. Right? So instead of, if anyone wants to invest money into Gojira, instead of investing into sweeping the floor, using that to help us develop certain products and getting some equity in return, right? That's been always the thing. And ABD was basically through, like, there's a lot more cricketers that we have got access to, basically because of connections. We literally went and partied on last Friday with cricketers, man. Like, me and Abs, actually. It was crazy to even think that way. Like, a T20 World Cup winner and few other guys sitting and, like chatting with us as if, yeah, like best buddies and stuff. It's crazy experience, to be honest. And the level of that connect is what helps them, give, what to say, like, helps us build a lot of relationships. It's not just a phone call, but meeting them in person and stuff. It hits hard, definitely. Even Byju's got messy. Byju's has burnt so much of funds of their VCs and stuff. They're just burning so much, man. They're not even, like, I don't know if any of you know, from India, there is a project called Cred. Have you heard of Cred, buddy? They're so bad that they're in deep losses on a yearly basis, and they burnt like almost 90 or 80% of the VC funds. They're just like paying so much for sponsorships and stuff, and just doesn't make sense. So a lot of the VC funds get burnt away this way, like, sponsorships and stuff. I don't even know how beneficial is, like, sponsoring sports events that way. Like, I don't know, just because FTX sponsored, let's say the stadium. I don't know if it actually is helping people on board or something. I don't know. I'm not. I've got my different views on it. So I wouldn't want to pay, like, even if I had the money, I wouldn't pay like $40 million to sponsor a stadium as such. If people know, they know. If they're interested, they're going to read. But I feel there are other ways to, like, look at being this thing. As I said, like Super Bowl, I'm happy that Digidaigaku is doing. Digidaigaku, actually, sorry. Because they raised money from VCs and stuff. So, they're using $7 million, $8 million for that. I feel like, we can be a part of that win. Just be like, okay, if people are gonna, if other projects are spending, and people know about NFTs, it's good for us. Like, even our NFT side of things grow. But I don't know if I also saw this Twitter article where every project that's sponsored for Super Bowl so far has been dead. Like, not NFTs, right? So far, this is the first NFT project, but every other project that's kind of like sponsored the Super Bowl. I think I shared the link in the Genesis chat. Like, last 7 or 8 years, including FTX and other things, right? Whoever sponsored has pretty much like kind of been burnt out of funds. As I said, if you do not know where the yield is coming from, then you are the yield. So what I mean by that, if you don't know where the money is coming from to pay you or give you profits, if you don't exit in the right time, it's basically you become a bag holder. Rinsler, thanks for that. Thanks for that statement. Rinsler is a guy whom I met in Melbourne. I'm not going to dox him too much, but I've never asked him. You can ask him as well. I can swear that I've never asked him to buy a Genesis or Gen 2 or anything. And suddenly one day he turned up as a Genesis holder a couple of weeks back. Just I spoke about Jira, what we are planning and how things are going on. That's it, right? Just want to put out here. So I'd never like go and be like, guys, buy this, buy this, buy this or something. Just talk about Web3 in general, and those who are keen, they normally buy. That's why, as I said, like 20, 22 people from Melbourne have converted in. Some people are like, some people ask this, oh, Shan, we can't go around all the cities and convincing people to buy. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, there's very small supply, guys. Come on. It's like if legit there's only like 300 people for the Genesis, and maybe even after Fusion, there's 2,000 people that have to have the same mindset as us, and others who are holding, right? Like people who do not value one ETH as a big money, or they feel that the team is doing something and they want to be part of the journey. There's only like few thousand people that have to feel the same way to be part of the journey. So I don't feel the reason why I should go and chill too hard, but just keep developing and building in this bear market. And eventually when the next bull run comes in a year or two or whenever that is, it'll be very evident. As today one of our Genesis holders made a tweet, like about, I've been preaching about this for almost a year now, like about waiting for the bear market to see the differences. Right now it's a challenge just for somebody to wake up in the morning and not see that there is a project has decided to quit or become insolvent, right? That itself has become a challenge now. So we have to first overcome those basic challenges first before we even think about passive incomes and stuff like that from any of the projects. Fucking this Tata cunt. I'm gonna ban you. Right. Any other questions before we wrap it up? I'm gonna go and have my dinner. I've got another call in 10 minutes. Can you talk about the timeline if it's been established? Yeah, so MKD, I think G is already in touch with one of the devs, so he's already onto it. So I don't want maybe like 1-2 weeks probably. I think I don't know G if he gave us any timeline, but one full dev, one guy is fully onto it, right? Or one of the devs is fully onto getting that stuff sorted. Ooh, Winsler, question. Okay, I'll leave it for another day, but definitely, yes, we are looking at it. Right, so focusing on a particular thing. Amresh, I didn't bring up the topic. The question came up, so I'm just answering. 100% yes. Focused on few aspects that are missing in the space, and we are even preparing some decks which we are sending to A16Z as well. So yeah, so there's few things that we're looking at. Of course, I would definitely love to have a chat about it. Yeah. Pav's our dev actually, by the way. So Pav's been involved in the calls as well about the about the chains and stuff. We really have some unique solution, and we think that there is definitely a huge potential for what we are trying to do. There has to be a real use case for tokens, right? So yeah, so I'll leave it here for now. So dev studio, Infinite Studios. Let me just post it here. Pav is one of the founders of Infinite Studios. He's here. Everyone, this is a person I need to question. Like being a part of Jira and like Jira holding equity in Infinite Studios. He just holds a Gojira voxel and he still doesn't own a Genesis Gojira, right? So that's something we definitely need to question. Pav, if you're bullish on us, you gotta have a Genesis, man. It's as simple as that. I know Michael, there's the other founder. I heard he swept Lazy Lions for 100 ETH last year. I got it from Jamie. Jamie just mentioned about it like a couple of days back. He swept a lot of Lazy Lions exactly 1 year back. Plans people to ask questions. Bro, this chain thing, nowhere it was related. Come on, it was completely out of. I didn't bring that up at all. But the thing is, like, see, what we have to remember is like the reason why I used to inform a lot of things what we are doing, and now my team is stopping me from just sharing those ideas. It's not just about copy. I think we gave up on that. We are not worried about somebody copying because that's the campaign. Being first is fun, but being the best is better and stuff. So it's not about copying. It's just that what happens is when we just share our ideas and what we are working on, might fail, right? And so we can't bring the product out to the market. So what happens is, till this date, we get asked about Monopoly game, right? So it was a market test. We decided not to move forward. Till this date, people are like expecting or want it, right? So when we announce something, or if for whatever reason it doesn't work out the way we have to cut the losses and stop there, or we might not even move forward or proceed forward. So anything about products that we are working on, that's why the challenge is to kind of keep the community excited, but at the same time not reveal the things that's going on. It's a little bit of a challenge because reveal something, I've got nothing to lose if I just reveal, as long as if we promise that it just sticks within our Discord, which is not the case. Somehow it goes out and stuff, or all the people, they start expecting and they start asking or expecting that things will come out in a month. For something like building your own chain, it'll take about 6 months to 8 months minimum. And there's so much of testing and stuff. It'll take like 1 to 2 years, for example, right? So what's the point of announcing it now or even early on? For instance, even if we are planning to do it when it's a couple of years or 1.5 years away. So that's the main reason why we don't, at least the team is trying not to just this thing. In the front running part, I think, Pav, we're not too this thing, because I almost feel like front running part is kind of like so many. I kind of lost my track a little bit, expecting the front run to be a problem, right? So, but the thing is, I realized how badly people like come and launch a product or drop a product. So which means like we don't have to worry about being front run, like, because everybody, we think we are front run. Like, for example, right, our eBay marketplace, for example, like Web3 marketplace, we made an announcement, and within 4 days, PXN made a quick mock-up of a gray market. Both our devs were the same, by the way. So dev for PG at the time and PXN were the same. All right, like our Oxytocin was the guys whom we connected with them. So we made an announcement here, and we were working on a few specifics, and we figured out 4 days later, PXN drops it, like as an announcement in Twitter, like about gray market. And I was really like, shit, man, like fuck, this thing went out somehow and all those things, and we dropped that idea. We completely scrapped it because we're like, shit, like we lost the first move advantage and stuff, because we wanted to go through the Web3 servicing side, and one of the things was obviously Web3 marketplace, for this thing. And then when the product came out, we were like, shit, this is what they dropped. No one's using it, no one's feeling like bullish on it. Our idea was different, and our execution was completely in a different way. And I'm like, why did I pause it, or why did I stop it? I could have easily had that done by this time or whatever, right? So I learned a big lesson. It's a learning for me, definitely, and as the team as well. I think that's why the campaign even started, like being first is fun and stuff, because there is nothing as first anymore, in my opinion. I think there's some way or the other, some of the other projects have always launched an idea. So it's almost like nothing as an exclusive brand new idea. Like, people or Azuki holders are so excited for what is it, the PBT token. But did anybody realize that Izu announced the same thing? Izu's concept is the same, but why the fuck did Azuki get it as if it's a crazy innovation and crazy and shit, bro? Izu announced it months back, and the floor is 0.04. And there are a couple of other projects that have done the same before. The point what I'm trying to make is it's not about what is being dropped; it comes down to who is dropping what. So I personally think that that's also a lesson for me, 100%. So which is why I'm not worried about being front run or anything with competition, because if, for example, the marketplace, come at me, but this is one of the 100% Jira Exchange is one of the best marketplaces out there in one of the best. I'm not saying if not the best, at least one of the best. You know, this thing in terms of use cases and stuff. Yes, there are a few bugs we are fixing, adding more features and stuff. So it's not even a marketplace. That's why we name it an exchange, because there's so much that's going to be added there, which other projects cannot add. So what's the point of just kind of like being like, oh shit, there's a whitelist marketplace that somebody brought up, and what's the point of us dropping something? So this is why we haven't even marketed Jira Exchange. If somebody asks why didn't you even post it in Twitter that there are some stuff that like Jira Exchange or how that works, is because we want to add those unique value or unique features in them before we actually kick off the marketing for the public. So it's like a more like a soft launch V1 at this stage. Most of them don't even know that it's on, which is fine. But there's quite a lot of modifications and changes that we are working on. That's going to solve so many issues, so much of problems and stuff. So yeah, this is the point, right? So it's really funny how the PBT took off, but Izu's concept of where to earn never took off. So it's how the market is. And it's a project that is burned a lot of whales. Till this point, it's being held up heavily by whales. So they come forward to support those skateboards and stuff, which is crazily priced and stuff, and all those things, right? So it's at the end of the day, Azuki's success is not the tech there. It's the community that was formed, like which maybe through art or through whatever, mainly comes down to the community at the end of the day. So Bored Apes never started with an intention of making a, never started with an intention of being a billion-dollar brand. Community pushed it forward. Then they're like, okay, there's something to be made here. Right. Same thing with Doodles, and same thing with Gojira as well. We just started small, and we just wanted it to be like a small group and stuff, like and stuff like that. Never with an intention of expanding and all those kind of things. Like when we started it, my point is that a lot of these projects, it's the community that makes or breaks the future of a project. No one is caring about the utility. What is the utility that all of you want is passive income. Be honest, right? Or a place to network. Very few of them, very few of them actually think about it, right? Most of you want passive income, right? So passive income is the pretty much the reason why we are here, or a very good flip. Other than that, anything I say as utility or any project that talks as utility is not, you don't want, you just want to push the project to launch or keep up to their roadmap. Even if the Monopoly game was launched, I highly doubt if even 5% of you would play those games. Right? So, um, what happened to KPR? Worse, everyone here, even including inside, technically inside the server here, everyone is like 100%. I can't think of KPR as going down. It's like the only project after Azuki to hold the floor, and a higher floor than Mint and higher floor than Reveal and all those kind of things. What happened to KPR words now? Like it's a amazing art and all those kind of things. 384 floor after the Reveal, probably going to spiral down. I don't know. It's spiraling down already after the Reveal, and it's probably is going to spiral down even more. So are we here exactly for the art? Are we here exactly for utility? Or are we here for a chance or a shot at like passive income to retire, or that's what we have to think and answer. So which team or which community you want to bet on to kind of like for that chance? That's it. To have the chance, first the team shouldn't rug. That's it. That's my point. Like there's it's a chance to take like a moonshot. The chance can only come to life if the team doesn't rug. So early on, that's the main thing. So yeah, so passive income is the best utility. I just want to try cool shit. Yes, these are the few. So this is the plan, Rinsler. For me, Genesis, I want to see it almost like a point where it's a community where we come together for people to interact, for potential founders. So we have thought of a way. That's why Jira Tank. We want to start off with the Genesis, right? The way it work is very different. We have a unique value for the genesis, how we're going to bring in a lot more founders. Even if projects like Ether, for example, I know they hyped and stuff, but imagine if you hold the genesis, you get a chance to pitch to an entire community of Gojira. Even if it's Ether or KPR words or anything, people listen to it. Then and there they get a chance to use our contract, which Infinite Studios have built, participate in pledgement. And when Genesis comes on stage and they can pitch any of these projects, even the new projects or hype projects, get them by a Genesis, get on like stage, the pitch, ask the tough questions or whatever, and all those things, and you're convinced, even something like Ether, and now they give an opportunity to the entire community, pledgement, a win-win for in all aspects. So we want to build that builder community, or people want to do cool shit into the Genesis. Gen 2s being the chance for the other, like, pledgements or like, for tokens and stuff like that. So that's the direction we are taking towards the consultancy and, the even the genesis for the Jira Tank. Stick a PG on your Tesla. Anything else before we wrap it up? Spaces with them. Achin, how much of supply burn? I think 999 into 2. So 1998. 100% it's going to be 333 for hybrid and Titan and Mecha, right? So it's going to allow us a lot more you know utility access for separate groups. So it's going to be segregated for sure. What I mean by that would be like, you hold a Titan, get access to these tools for free. For example, NFT nerds, we work out a deal with only 333 supply, so we can easily work out. We work out a lot of deals for Genesis, right? Why can't we work out the deals for Gen 2s? Is because of the supply number, right? So we got the funds what we need. We set up a lot of things. So our aim is now, obviously Jiraverse has got its big supply if anyone wants to enter the ecosystem. So the aim is that if there's Genesis and there's plus Titan, for example, they would get access to utility A, and then Genesis plus Mecha would get access to utility B, which probably was not accessible before because of the Gen 2's high supply. And Genesis plus the Titan would get access to utility C. So it allows people to pick what they want and for us to work out a lot better deals. So any of the new amazing things that we talk about, any project or any services, right? They're like, oh man, we can offer this for Genesis, but we cannot do it for Gen 2s and stuff. And some of the times we had to cancel the deal because every time we announce our Genesis gets this, Gen 2s are like, oh shit, we don't get anything, only Genesis gets, and all these kind of issues, right? This is why when the supply is 333 for Genesis and 333 for the other ones, something like Alpha Sharks, for example, okay, it worked. But there's a lot more things that we want to have access or give some free stuff for example. But it's basically want to allow people to choose which part they want to stick in, allowing you to kind of like swap or trade utilities and stuff like that. Draco, nope, that cannot be done at this stage, but we are testing that concept or model with Evolve. That is one of the main things we are testing with Evolve and working before even the launch, that aspect of rentals and all those kind of things. Because Alpha Sharks, they have their own NFT, so they wouldn't be happy to do that. allowing the rental stuff, but with Evolve, like, we can do it ourselves, so it's not a problem. Guys, sorry, I think Steve, I'm sorry, I think we have a call. If he's here. Yeah, Steve, I think we have a call now. I completely forgot. I gotta go, guys. I think I just got another call, and catch you all soon. If Amresh or Jamie wants to stay, for any other questions, obviously, can ask them some stuff. But yeah, I gotta go. Thanks.
Let's have them take over.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Take care, brother.